Welcome to the set. We're going to be actually working through an entire use case from start to finish. So in this tutorial, we're actually going to be going through a use case that we actually need for ourselves. So what we need is we need to set up a flow where every time that there's a new chat that needs some sort of follow-up, so a new support request that needs some sort of follow-up, so if someone's having trouble with the platform, what we want to do is we actually want to create an AI video and send it out to them to let them know that we're working on their case. And we want to do this only for support requests that we can't answer immediately. So we'll automate all of this with Zapier. So everything will be taken care of for us. And this will be, something that happens when we sleep. So we'll do this from end to end, start to finish. So the whole, the first step is actually recording our first video. So let's hop into the platform and let's do just that. So let me share my screen. All right. Great. So here we are on the BHuman account. So let's get this going. So to start, we'll hit clone myself and I'll choose the actor that I'll be using for today. So as you can see, I have, Dawn living room. These are just different rooms that I recorded my voice in. I'll use this one. Hit create AI video. And let's say support ticket reply. Okay, and I'll be using my web browser to record this. Hey, Jacob, nice to see you, man. How you doing? As you can see, I'm actually cut off here, so I'm going to click this button, which will pull up the full angle of the camera. Cool. So now we can start recording. So what I'll do, let me pull up something on this big screen. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to mute myself, do this recording, so no notifications come in to the screen, and then we'll get going. Hey, Dame. Oh, let me restart that. Okay. Hey, Dame. How's it going? Don from BHuman here. Hope you're well. So I just saw that you submitted a support ticket, and I wanted to reach out and let you know that we're working on your case. We try to resolve all issues within 24 hours on a business day. So just hang tight. We actually have an engineer on your case right now, and this should be resolved pretty shortly for you. With that said, I did go ahead and I just added 50 credits onto your account as a way to say thank you for your patience and for bearing with us and supporting us during the early stages. As you know, BHuman is still in beta and the platform is a little bit rough around the edges, but we're constantly pushing out new updates. So thank you so much for your support, and we'll be in touch soon with a solution to your problem. All right. So I'll go ahead and save this. So Amanindu asked if we can create our own character, like using Midjourney or any other AI tool. So no, and the reason for that is that we want it to feel like you are talking to your customer, right? I think the whole point of BHuman is human connections at scale, right? And when your customer gets a video, let's just say Midjourney was able to do video, right? So you can have these AI generated sort of avatars talk to you. Oh, that's really cool and impressive technology, but it doesn't look like you. It doesn't, and in an instant, somebody will know that the video is fake. And so BHuman is all about, creating videos that look and feel real so that when your customers get these videos, they think you just recorded the single video for them, which brings your engagement through the roof. So like on some campaigns, we've seen the 70% response rate. Typically will 3x conversions, like 6x click-through rate. So all that's possible because people think you actually recorded the video for them. So that's really what we're all about. Cool. So as we can see, it transcribed here. So my script, wrote down what I said, mostly, right? So instead of hey name, wrote hey Dave, but that's no problem. We know that name is what I want to replace. So I'm going to select where name should be, and I'll just type in first name, and that's my variable. Hit next. And now it's saying, all right, great, we have your video. We know what variable you want to change. We know the word that we want to replace. Now, where is your data going to come from? So this is where Zapier comes in. So in this case, I'll hit connect my source. And then we have here, all right, great. So connect this app, BHuman, with what? So our customer support platform is Intercom. So I'm going to connect it with Intercom. Okay, and then create your own workflow. Now let me change my screen here. All right, cool. So now we're in Zapier, rather. So it all starts with a trigger, right? So Zapier is a really, really cool platform. We're integrating with a couple of platforms like Zapier, but Zapier is one that everybody knows and uses. And so to start, all we have to do is think about the trigger, which is what is the thing that's going to start this flow, right? So in this case, I want it so that every time that I have a lead in Intercom or a conversation in Intercom, like a support conversation, and there's some sort of follow-up required. It's not something that we're just helping somebody out in under 2 minutes with. It's something that requires like us to get back to them, like to look into some sort of issue. So when that happens, then I want all this flow to start, right? And so the flow from a high level will be when there's a conversation in Intercom with a certain tag. So we'll make the rule that whenever a customer is having an issue, our customer support agents will tag it, right? Once there's that tag there, it'll trigger this. It'll generate the BHuman video that I just filmed. And then from there, we'll go ahead and we will send it out over Gmail in our case. So let's make that happen. So the first thing is trigger will be with Intercom. And then the event will be, let's say, a tag added to a conversation. Okay. So I'm going to select my account. All right. Now we have to select which tag would be added here. So I actually have to go and create this tag. So let me go into Intercom. And I'll go ahead and make a tag for that. Okay, so let me share my screen here. Let me find a chat. Okay. All right, so now we're in Intercom. Great. Now on the right here, we see user tags. So I'm going to add a new tag here. Follow-up required. Okay. So let's go back to Zapier. The field to pull in the new tag I just made. Didn't update it. Let me refresh the page. Okay, here we go. Follow-up required. All right, so now it's testing the trigger to make sure everything's working fine. Oh, so it's saying that they can't find anything because I just created the tag, so I need to tag a user with that. So in this case, let me go back to Intercom. So, okay, I did it for Max. So let me add it for somebody else. So this is all happening, live. I haven't prepared for this, so this is Intercom. I'm just figuring out how it all works. Okay, cool. That's how I tag. Let me go back to Zapier, and we're going to refresh this. All right, so it's having a problem where it's not finding. Go back to intercom. It's not finding the tag that we're setting in intercom. So let's see how we can do this. So maybe it says user tags. Let's go back to Zapier. I'm going to see, maybe I need a different trigger. Maybe it could be for, let's see, a different event rather. It's new tag added to user. Okay, there we go. Tag added to user. That should do it. Now let's use the follow-up tag and then test this. Okay, cool. So I found somebody. All right, so Max, sorry, Max, you're our guinea pig for today. Hope you don't mind. So Max, he got the tag required, so good to go. All right, now second step, let's connect BHuman to this. So got BHuman right here, otherwise just have to search it. Oh, looks like we pushed out an update, so let's use the newest one possible. Let's see, actually. Latest, okay, cool. Now the action, the event will be create a new video. And now we have to sign into BHuman. So let me pull this up. Okay, so you can see that it's asking for our client ID and client secret. Now we get this from BHuman. So we'll go back to BHuman here and we'll go into Zapier and hit generate. And this will generate basically like our login, basically that connects our BHuman account with Zapier. So all we got to do is just copy and the client secret into Zapier and it can. All right. Nice. Now let me come back to Zapier. Okay, cool. So back into Zapier and we can see that our account is now connected. So the next thing is to choose which template we want to use. So let me go human and you can see that I named this support ticket reply. So in Zapier, all I have to do is search for that template. And here we have it, support ticket reply. Okay, and now it's time to map our variables. So what this does is that when I inputted the video and I set everything up, I highlighted name as the word I want to change, which we call a variable. So at this point, we need to tell BHuman, okay, what do we want to put there? Instead of name, do we want to put Henry or James or Max, right? And where is that data coming from? Well, in this case, it's coming from intercom. So all I have to do to map the intercom first name to now this action is click into here and I'm going to show all options. We'll see if it gives me the option for a first name. Okay, so it just gives me Max Frisch, the full name. Now, if I was to just leave it like this, what would happen is it would say, hi, Max, instead of hi, Max. We just want to use the first name. But the problem is that intercom just gives us the full name. So actually, there's an easy way to solve this. So coming back into Zapier, I can hit this plus button. So I'm going to create a step before it hits BHuman. And I'm going to hit a format. This is going to basically, we can change what the data passing through will be. So what I want to do is the full name is Max Frisch. I just want to use the word Max. So I just want to take basically the first word of the full name, so the first name, and just use that. So in the event, I'm going to hit, okay, we're going to work with text here. And we're going to transform it. I believe splitting text. Here we go, split text. Okay, so the input will be the full name, Max Frisch, and we're going to separate it. So the separator here is space. So Max space. So anything, the space, anything after that, we don't care about it. Let's get rid of it. So it says that the default is indeed the space already, so we don't have to put anything in this box. Let's hit continue and let's test it. If it works, we'll just get Max as the output. There we go. Perfect. All right. So now in BHuman, I can go back into where I connect the first name with Zapier, and I can just put in, and coming from intercom, it's actually going to come from the second step, text formatter in Zapier, and we're going to hit output max. Okay. And now let's test the action. Under ask the question, if we don't have CRM to pull data, can we use BHuman to make a standalone video series where we can name? Definitely, yeah. So what I'm showing you here is the, it's connected to Zapier. Zapier is all about automation, setting things up so that things will trigger and happen, all day, every day, right? But if you just want to generate, one video or, let's say 100 or 5,000 videos as like a one-off thing, right? Not as some sort of automated ongoing thing, you can do that in our platform. So coming back to our platform, right? Let's add your data. So maybe you have a CSV file of your customers. You can just upload that. Maybe you just want to hit blank spreadsheet and just enter in a few names. And you can see Max, right? This is from Zapier. That's already happening right now. It's processing. But I can enter in, anything I want, and then I can hit generate, and it'll generate links. And then from there, I could send those links out over email, over SMS. All that can be done in the platform. You never have to leave the platform. Or I could download the videos. I can download a CSV file with the videos inside, and basically do whatever I want with those videos from there. So hope that answers your question, Amanandir. Okay, so let's go back into Zapier. Oh, noticed I was sharing the Zapier tab. This is what I was talking about, Amanandir. This is where you can put in, so we have spreadsheets where I was in, or you could upload a CSV file. Okay, so back to Zapier. So Zapier sent us think of it like a order, right? Like you're ordering at a restaurant. It says, hey, BHuman, I need a video with this template, only specified. And instead of saying, hey, name, I want you to say, hey, Max. Okay, so no problem. The ID for your video is 0000. Status is generating, thumbnail generating, video URL generating. What does this mean? Right, we would expect that we would, okay, your video URL is the real URL of the video. Well, this is just placeholder data. And the reason that we give you this placeholder data at this point is because Zapier needs an instant reply during the setup phase, right? And as you may know, BHuman takes about 2 to 3 minutes to generate a video. So, in the meantime, what we do is we tell Zapier, all right, here's your placeholders, right? So you can continue to build your automated flow here. And then in production, once you actually publish the flow and it's being used, what will happen is, the same process, right? So, okay, new tag added to user and intercom. We're going to just take the first name. We're going to give BHuman the first name to generate a video with. And then BHuman will say, all right, no problem. Let me wait 2 minutes. I'm processing this. And then I'll give you this video link. I'll give you the thumbnail. I'll give you the ID. I'll give that back to you. But in production, there'll be a roughly 2 minute delay. When we're setting things up, it has to be instant. So if you see this, don't worry, everything is good. This is expected behavior. Okay, cool. So we have the video generated. So now what do we do with it? Well, the last step is we need to send it out. So I'll create a next step here, and I'll use Gmail. So all I want to do is just send an email. That's the event. Okay. And now I'm going to select which email it'll go from. So I'll say Don@BHuman. Okay. And now, so who does the email go to? So normally I would come here and I would hit the user email. But before that, we just want to make sure, we want to run just one test. So let's put in our own email for now, and then afterwards. So I'll say Don@BHuman. And let's see, so who is it coming from? Well, it's coming from my email. Who is the from name? I'll just put in my name here. Reply to. So when the email goes out, somebody replies to that email. Does their reply come to me, or does it go somewhere else? So in this case, I'll put our help email. So that way our customer support agents can see it. help@bhuman.ai. And for the subject, let's see. regarding your support request, perhaps. That works. Your BHuman support request. Okay, now the part. So how do we embed video in the email? And when we embed a video, we want it to show the thumbnail, right? We want it to be a link that people can click and go watch the video. So to do that, we're going to change the body type to HTML. And in fact, I'm going to pull up, we have a really nice, super clear article about this. Let me go to our help center. It's funny, actually, I use Help Center all the time to get the latest information. So definitely recommend you guys check it out. docs.bhuman.ai from the website. If you just go to bhuman.ai and click, you're brought here as well. So what I want to do is I want to find how to send a video in Zapier through Gmail. So I'll hit send in your videos. And let's see, perfect. How to send a video over email with Zapier. Okay, so there's a little bit of snippet of HTML code we need to copy and paste into Zapier, into that Gmail event. So we embed the video and the thumbnail gets put in and it all looks really nice. So I'm just going to copy this code. I'm going to go back to Zapier and I'm going to paste it into the body. Okay. All right, so basically this says, hey, first name, thanks for your interest. I went ahead and I wanted to reach out with an impromptu video message to say hi, and then have a little bit of code which embeds it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to replace first name with the first name that we got from the basically when we had the intercom was Max and the last name we just took Max. So I'm just embedding Max itself, the first name. So hey Max, and then I'll change this text a little bit so it makes more sense in the context that we're using this video. Thanks for your support request. Wanted to let you know the team is looking into your issue. The way to say thank you for your patience. Went ahead and added 50 credits into your account. Aim to resolve all issues within 24 hours, assuming a business day. So just hang tight, and we'll be right with you. Okay, so now I'll embed the video from BHuman. So you see where it says href equals video URL. Well, let's highlight video URL. And we're going to leave the quotes, so just what's in between. And we're going to put in new video in BHuman and video URL. So that'll replace that. Okay. And I'll get to your question, Nicholas. Yeah, good to see you, by the way. Okay, so video URL goes there. Cool. Now, thumbnail, I'll put thumbnail. Okay. And then lastly, video URL one more time. I'll put video URL. Cool. Okay, so now we have our HTML, and it's really crucial that we put body type as HTML. And we've replaced the fields that we want to personalize. And we put the data that BHuman gives us into what we want to embed in the email. So let's go ahead and do this, and I'll get to your question in a sec, Nicholas. Cool. So just looking over, make sure everything is correct. We have our body, subject. All right. So let's hit continue. And let's test the action. Okay, so I'll pull this up in a second, but just to answer Nicholas's question, so yeah, Nicholas, this isn't a cold email. So for this use case, what we're doing is, Nicholas asked, is this for a cold email? No, in this is an automated flow. So what's happening here is every time that somebody submits a request in Intercom, let me scroll up, okay. And we add a tag saying that there's some follow-up required from our developers or our support team to this case, to the support ticket. Then we want to generate a video with BHuman, basically where we're saying, hey, thanks for your patience. We're on your case, hang tight, just, be patient with us, blah, blah, blah. And then we want to send that video over email. So yeah, in this case, it's not cold email. This is somebody, a current user already on the platform. So this is a play for, how can we make customer support better? How can we make users feel like we're there for them? And then so you just asked another really good follow-up question. Won't using a link in an email hurt its deliverability? And so the short answer is, on the surface, yes, but it gets more complicated than that. And actually, there's some other benefits to using BHuman in an email. So how an email delivers, it's a really, really complex and you can get very much into the weeds with it, right? But there's a lot of things that influence whether or not an email will land in your inbox or your spam box, or maybe in your promotions tab, or other tabs based on your email provider. And that could be your domain name, what domain name you're using, what keywords you have in your email address itself, the reputation of your email. So for example, if 100 people mark your email as spam, well, you're going to go to spam no matter what you do. How often you're sending emails. So there's all these factors. And another factor is called like email weight, which basically means like, do you have links in your video, in your email? Do you have images in your email? All those things. And generally speaking, the heavier an email, the less it will deliver. So that is true. However, there's another actually more important thing than the weight of an email. And that is, how are people engaging with your email? So are people opening your email? Are they reading it? How much time are they spending on the email? Are they clicking on the links that you have in your email, right? So all these things are really important. And if you have, let's say you have a signature on your email, right? There's a link there. Well, you've already got links in your email anyway. But nonetheless, what BHuman does is it drastically increases your rates, your open rates, how much time people spend it on email, how many times they click through to links on the email, and how many times they respond to your email. And those, in the eyes of email servers, those are looked at with more importance than how heavy is your email, are the links, are the images. So short answer is, BHuman actually increases deliverability. That's what we've seen when compared to just putting, without links, or even if you have like, let's say a link in your subject, or maybe you have a Calendly link, like those are links anyway. So obviously, it depends on your campaign, right? If you're trying to do, try to send 100,000 emails out, trying to sell like, I don't know, let's say like diet pills or something, right? Like there's a good chance like email servers will see, okay, that's probably spam, no matter what you do, right? So it depends on what you're doing, your audience, how you got your data. There's a lot that goes into it, but we definitely don't see that BHuman hurts deliverability. In fact, if we see anything, it's that it helps deliverability because you have that huge increase in engagement. So hope that helps. Okay, now coming back to Zapier. Okay, so we just sent out that first test email. So let's go into our email and let's take a look at it. So I'm going to pull this up. Okay, so you can see we have the email here. You may notice something's wrong, but don't worry, it's not wrong. This is just how it works. So I'll explain. So let's first look at everything is working, right? So subject, your BHuman support request looks good. So we say, hey, Max. So we got the first name correctly. So that's great. Thanks for your support request. I wanted to let you know to your issue. As a way to say thank you for your patience, I went ahead and added 50 credits onto your account. We aim to resolve all issues within 24 hours, assuming it is a stay. So just hang tight, we'll be right with you. Talk soon, Don. Cool, looks good. So the copy is good. Now you may notice that there's no thumbnail, right? And if I was to hover over this link, it doesn't go anywhere. In fact, if you see in the bottom left corner of my screen, it says generating. That's where this link technically goes. And that's because, coming back to this, right, that was the response that BHuman gives us during the test. So once we put this live, then it will actually run. It will actually embed properly. This is just the test so you can look at your copy. Okay, cool. So copy looks good to me. Everything looks good to me. So I'm just going to give this Zapier flow a title. Intercom follow-up required videos. Oh yeah, and then let's go back into the email, and we're going to change it so that it goes to the actual user, not to me. So I'll go to intercom, email, and just for the sake of this, I'll BCC myself, just so I can check the results as they go out. Okay. So let's publish this. All right, great. Now let's publish it. So now let's actually go and test it and check out the resulting video. So let's start. I'm going to, I think of the best way to do this. I'm going to open a human account, and then I'll start a chat request there. I'll put like a different name, right? Like maybe Mary or something. Start a chat request there, and then wait for the result to come through via email. So yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to open a new window here, and I'll share that with you guys. Okay. So let me just, give me a second. I'm just going to get a new email to use. Just bear with me here as I get a new email. If you guys have any questions at all, feel free to put it in the chat while I set up an email that I can use here to create my new account for this test. So I'm just making an email like Mary at BHuman AI for the test. Okay. So I'll just quickly sign up. Okay, so Harry Smith, keeping simple, the industry you're in, or let's say sales. Okay, and then I'll just fill this out. Cool, so our Mary Smith is now in. So let's have her submit a support request. Having trouble facing a bug. Can you look into it? Okay, so let me go now to intercom. You see here, Mary Smith has submitted a request. So at this point, right, in reality, I would have one of our support agents reply to this, try to help her out. But if she still needs help beyond what our support do, then the support agent would add a new tag, follow-up required. And boom, that's it. Now our Zapier flow should now be triggered and it should start to run. So let's go back here and let's hit history. So Zapier has this cool feature where you can actually see in real time what's running. I think that, let's see, it might have already run. Yep, there we go. So intercom put in the data like Mary Smith, like everything that we need. And then we basically took Mary Smith as the input, and we just got Mary out of it. So just got the first name. And now BHuman is generating the video, and you can see it's waiting. So this is what I was describing before, is that BHuman takes about maybe 2.5 minutes And we're working on bringing this time down. We think we can get it down to like maybe 45 seconds a minute. But nonetheless, right now, like 2.5 minutes to generate this video. And then from there, it should come to Mary Smith, AKA us. Cool. So, and Jacob says, you can test with my email. I saw myself in your Okay, cool. Yeah, Jacob, let me do you as well. So Jacob is on our platform right now, and he just submitted a request on the intercom. So I'm going to tag him, and let's see his results. Let's see. Yeah, there you are. Okay, so let's add that tag to Jacob. Okay, so that should have triggered as well. Let's go back into Zapier. 2 runs here. Yep, there you go. Dang, Zapier is pretty fast. Usually, I feel like only a month ago, it would take like a minute for the trigger to actually run, but now it's basically instant. So let's check this. Let's see if it got Jacob's name here. Yep, Jacob Zarebski, and then the data out, just Jacob. Now BHuman is generating for him as well. Very cool. So let's go back to this. All right, so at this point, BHuman's doing its thing. Let's give it another minute, minute and a half. In the meantime, so we're live streaming right now on LinkedIn and on YouTube. So if anyone has any questions, anything they want me to explain or talk about, feel free to put it in the chat and we can do that now. Okay, and I believe, let's check if the video is done. Yeah, perfect, okay. So the video generated. So into BHuman went Mary. That was the order that we gave BHuman, and out came the thumbnail, the video URL. So let's check our email to see if we got it. And here it is. So we say, hey, Mary, thanks for your support request, yada, yada, yada. And then here's the video. So let's pull it up. Share this tab. Hey, Mary. How's it going? Don from BHuman here. Hope you're well. So I just saw that you submitted a support ticket, and I wanted to reach out and let you know that we're working on your case. We try to resolve all issues within 24 hours on a business day. So just hang tight. We actually have an engineer on your case right now, and this should be resolved pretty shortly for you. With that said, I did go ahead and I just added 50 credits onto your account as a way to say thank you for your patience and for bearing with us and supporting us during the early stages. As you know, BHuman is still in beta, and the platform is a little bit rough around the edges, but we're constantly pushing out new updates. So thank you so much for your support, and we'll be in touch soon with a solution to your problem. Okay, there you go. So we personalize it for Hey Mary. I may reshoot this. This is we always say experiment with BHuman, right? So like typically you want to shoot 2 or 3 videos to get the one that like renders really well. Because what's happening is the AI is learning your face, and that depends on what lighting you're in. It depends on so much. You notice here the lighting was pretty harsh. Probably what I would do, it's probably good enough, but I may record it again. So I'm a little bit further back from the camera, try with a different lighting slightly, and see if I can get a better mouth movement there. But nonetheless, it'll do for sure. So Jacob, we're waiting for that email. Let us know if it comes to your, when you get it. In the meantime, Hans Peter asks, do you integrate other software solutions for process automation, or do you rely only to Zapier? So yeah, great question. So Hans, we do Zapier, of course, as you've seen. We are currently working on an integration with Pabbly Connect. We're basically almost done, and we are facing one issue, waiting for Pabbly support to get back to us. So working on that. Next up for us would be make.com. But in the meantime, we do have API access coming as well. It's coming out very shortly. So you'll be able to generate videos with an API. So the same way I did it here, essentially saying, all right, the inputs would be whatever your variables are. Then we'll go ahead and from there generate the video, give it back to you via an API response, and then you can do whatever you'd like with it. Cool. Yeah. So Jacob just said that. Here, let me share the screen for this. Then we'll go ahead. Okay. So yeah, Jacob says he received an email. Generate. Pretty awesome. Cool. Happy to hear. Video. Give it back to you. Let me check because I stuff on all the outbound emails. So let me check if I received it as well. I did. So here's Jacob's email. Let's check out the video here. Hey, Jacob. How's it going? Don from BHuman here. Hope you're well. So I just saw that you submitted. There you go. And of course, same template video. Yeah, so there you have it. So at this point, I'll go ahead and I'll tell our support people, hey, you're facing, you're talking with the customer and there's a follow-up required. Go ahead and add that tag, and then this would all happen on its own. So there you have it, a live walkthrough of setting up BHuman from filming to Zapier integration, and now the whole thing is running. So with that said, let's see. Cool, nice. So any other questions or anything you guys would like me to talk about while we're live and we're streaming, just let me know. So I'll just give it a minute here and see if there's anything you guys want to know in particular. All right, well, don't see any other chats coming in. Oh, let's see. Okay, Jacob asks, have you tried to build a full-blown email campaign in HubSpot using BHuman? So, Jacob, are you talking about like a sort of like a Zapier trigger-based thing? So it's like new lead in HubSpot generates a video, sends that video to the HubSpot lead. Are you talking about like a full cold outbound campaign, let's say, where you have like 10,000 videos and you want to send them out through HubSpot? So let me know which one, because we've done both. Actually, no, we haven't done the cold email. We usually don't send through HubSpot just because there are lots of easier platforms. But I can still talk about how that would work. In fact, we actually have a guide. Someone asked for that specific use case, so we have a guide for that one. Let me pull it up for you really quick. So in our support, our docs, right? We have a tutorial here, a step-by-step tutorial on how to create a BHuman video for our new lead, then put that lead back into HubSpot. And then from there in HubSpot, you could send it out. So if anyone's interested, we have that up for you step-by-step. Jacob says, okay, he's more interested in the second one. So how can I send out, let's say, 5,000 emails in like an email blast through HubSpot? So Jacob, what I would do is I would come into the platform, and then I would either, upload a CS. So I would first get the data, right? So let's say it's 5,000 people, right? So 5,000 first names with their email, any other thing you have on them, and then I'll upload that CSV to the platform, or just use a blank spreadsheet and just paste it in there. And then from there, generate my videos, however many that would be. And then after, I would download it as a CSV file. So then that gives me the same data that I just downloaded. same data that I just uploaded with 2 extra columns, one for the Vimeo link, one for the thumbnail. And then from there, I would upload that into HubSpot and do the actual blast in HubSpot's platform, which would actually be done the same exact way that you would do any HubSpot blast. So you would use the personalization tags like hi, then like first name. And then you can probably just take the same snippet of code that we use for Gmail, which let me, right here. So you could take this snippet of code right here, HTML code, and then probably embed it in HubSpot. So I haven't done like a full, big email blast through HubSpot. We have some for the more trigger-based campaigns, but the steps would be the same. You're using this, so href video URL, just copy this snippet of code in, then of course you're replacing those tags. So instead of the words thumbnail, you're going to be thumbnail that you're uploading that is in the CSV file. So hope that makes sense. And Michael asks, how can I use your platform for restaurant promotions? Yeah, it's a really great question. So, I mean, it requires being creative. So I'd say, again, the good way to think about it is like, what's your customer journey? Think of a customer journey map, right, from start to finish. So this is like, how do people find out about your restaurant? They come in, they have their first meal. Probably that's a really important point in your customer journey, that first meal, because once they try it, if they like it, they're probably very likely to come back. Unless, let's say, right, your restaurant is in a very touristy area, and even if people love it, they're leaving town tomorrow, they're not going to come back. Obviously, everything is specific to your use case. And then they're coming back, and then how can we, remind them about us and do promotions and things like that. So the first part, right, first getting people into your door. That's probably the harder end of it, because the question is, where do you get the data from, right? You may be able to, because you'd have to ask yourself, how do I get phone numbers or email addresses of people in the area who can come in? You could like run promotions, let's say on Instagram or on Facebook, like let's say giveaways, and you have to tag, maybe you have to like sign up to enter the giveaway, and to enter the giveaway, you have to maybe like tag 2 people and put in your email into like a sign up box somewhere. Then you're collecting emails from people in the area, right? So let's say you do that, and you do one, once every month or once every 2 weeks. Eventually start to build a list of emails, and then from there have hopefully a couple thousand emails. You can send them video messages. Maybe I'm just thinking out loud, right? I mean, it would be cool to do something like as a chef, right? Like in the kitchen, like, hey, name, you can even use your phone and like take a selfie video. Or rather maybe set it like your phone up on a tripod a little bit away, so there's some distance and you get some good render results on the mouth movements. But to be like, hey, name, I'm just making our famous dish, the yada, 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 here at blah, blah, blah restaurant. I wanted to invite you in for, I don't know, let's say free dessert on us, something like that, right? Something really friendly and warm and engaging. When you come in here, ask for, let's say you say you're the chef, Michael, ask for me, ask the waiter for me, and you'll get a free dessert, right? Make them feel like there's a real personal connection here. I mean, that's what we're all about. Then you send the videos out to them, right? That could be something that you could just do every time you get new emails. But then like further in your experience, let's say every time someone has a meal, right? You say, hey, if you guys maybe, enter you want to get data. Data is a super important thing here. How can you collect their email address or their phone number? Maybe it's, hey, I'd love to give you, maybe you give them a free coffee or something at the end of the meal. And you say, do me a favor, write down, your email here, and I'll enter you guys in for a free meal or something like that, right? You want to incentivize them in a way that feels still genuine and casual, not like you're pushing sort of like marketing promotion on them. Okay, now you have the email addresses of repeat customers or people who came in at least once. And then so from there, you should think about, okay, how can I keep them coming back? Well, maybe you can also take note of what they ordered for dinner or for lunch that day, and say, have a video that says, hey, name, how's it going? This is Michael here, blah, blah, blah. I noticed you really loved the dish name last time, and I want to let you know that I just added a new improvement to the dish or something like that. Like, I would love for you to come in and try it. Let me know what you think, right? Just, again, this is all about human relationships. Of course, I'm just making this up as I go. You would know, you probably have better ideas than I would in terms of what to actually say, right? But find some sort of way to bring them back in a way that doesn't feel salesy. It doesn't feel marketing-y. It just feels like you're reaching out to an old buddy who comes into your restaurant, right? And so that's kind of the approach I would take, right? And I'm sure you probably have 10 ideas already about, ways you could apply it. Okay, a lot of replies here. Just give me a second as I go through this, and I'm gonna put on a light as well. Okay. Yeah. So Jacob, if you're using HubSpot or Salesforce, it would be basically the same process, right? For any blast, like one-time outbound sending of these videos, you're going to download it and then send it out. Download a CSV and then upload it to the platform and send it out. Okay. So Michael asks, can your software be embedded on my website? Can it be added to a leads generation campaign? So the short answer is yes. It does require a little bit of kind of, I don't want to say work on your side, but yeah, work on your side, right? Because we're giving you the video links, right? And then from there, how do you embed it? So what you would have to do, it depends on what platform you're using, right? So if you're using like a Webflow, you'd have to somehow store those videos into Webflow. And then to Webflow that whenever let's say, it's this user, or, maybe you have a link, it's like your website /John, right? And when it's John, okay, search the database and pull the video for John and then embed that video. So it's definitely possible. I mean, we've done it before, we've done it for clients before, but it really depends on what platform you're using. It's highly dependent on that, what steps you would take to make it happen. Can it be added to a lead generation campaign? 1,000%. I actually created BHuman for lead generation. I was running a lead generation agency, and basically it wasn't getting any replies with cold email or LinkedIn messages, and I realized there was a human connection missing. So that's how I thought, all right, let me add video, and that worked really well. The question is, okay, how can I scale it? And hence BHuman was born. So lead generation is definitely what we do. And Michael just dropped in some good ideas here. Find a local list of potential customers, invite them to a special event directly from the chef, the owner, the hostess. Exactly. It's the human touch right here. Obviously keep in mind, right? Make sure that you get permission to contact these people. So when they sign up for your giveaway or whatever, make sure you say, okay, I agree to receive marketing emails, things like that. So Michael says, I have been looking for a software like yours forever, and your price point is fantastic, especially for a small business owner. 5 stars for your software. Thank you so much, Michael. We are hard at work here. We're a team of about 31 people, and Saturday at 4 a.m. we're here working. So we're working hard at this, and I appreciate the kind words. So Jacob told Michael, hey, if you have a lot of recurring customers, create a membership site so that whenever they come back onto your site, they're logged in, you can identify them and then present them the custom video. Yeah, good idea. Very good idea. And so it's all about like how you connect the data once you get your videos. So you could definitely make a Zapier flow for that as well, where it's like, if there's whenever there's a new customer, right, generate a video for them, store that somewhere in like a database that you have, like in Webflow, they call it like a CDN, I think, or like a collection, perhaps. I forget how they call it. I'm sure Wix has a different, word for it, but it's basically a database. And then from there, pull that back up, and embed it on the screen based on whatever page you want to show it. So that's basically the flow that you would take. So Nicholas asks, can you share the generated link from your example? Had to call and miss the video. Yep, absolutely. You've got it. Let me send it over to you, Nicholas. Okay. All right. Well, if there are any other questions, just let us know. Yeah, and I would say as you think and strategize about how you could use this, kind of it's funny, but the more weird you are with it, the better. Like I'll give you an example. I did a campaign once, early days, where I would walk up and down the street holding a cup of coffee, and I would record myself, and I would say, "Hey, name, just headed to the office, and on the walk there, wanted to reach out and say." Whatever the pitch would be. It was like, I think it was like, oh, a colleague sent me a LinkedIn profile. I was looking it over, headed to the office, wanted to reach out, and blah, 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 blah. Here's the call to action. But just getting a video from someone outside holding a cup of coffee, walking, there's kind of a weirdness factor to it, right? That like kind of gets people's curiosity going and drives those clicks. So something like you're cooking a meal and you're recording yourself and you're saying your variables as literally like cutting onions, like that would be really cool. That would work really well. And also like that sort of factor of there's something to look at, right, would keep people engaged watching the video longer rather than just, okay, it's someone saying a video and they're behind a desk or they're in front of a white wall. So keep that in mind. All right. So I'll give it another minute, see if there are any other questions here. Check this out. Okay, so seems like we're pretty much good to go. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. Really appreciate you spending the hour with me. If you have any questions at all, you can always use the live chat. Try to get back to people within 5 minutes. In fact, if you have a problem with the platform, you're going to get a video that we just made today. So it's kind of like breaking the fourth wall, I guess. So Michael asked, how does the video count work? So depends on the plan. So on the cheapest plan, $39 gives you 200 videos. So you can generate 200 personalized videos. So I'll give you an example, right? We generated a video for Jacob and a video for Mary on today's live stream. So that's 2 personalized videos. It doesn't matter how many templates you have, which is the first video I recorded at the start of the live stream where I said, hey, name, blah, 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 blah. You could have as many of those as you want. What matters is how many times you personalize those, right? Because that's when our servers have to run, and that's what costs us money too. And then let's see. If I do it, so Michael asked, if I do a video and I have to retake it, does that count as a video? No. So again, only if you actually hit generate and it processes some videos, then that's what goes against your quota. And then the lowest plan, $39, gets you 200 videos. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Jacob. Great questions. Thanks, Michael and Nicholas. Good to see you guys here. All right. So that has been our second live stream. Michael, if you want to chat after, just shoot me a note. And thanks a lot, everyone. Take care.